Could could the story of Noah and the Ark be about Noah escaping reptilians and escaping, and that's why the Most High had to take two of everything. And if you don't really understand two, two is male and female, which is the production. So that's why he took two animals, and that's why he took two of everything, because it takes two to reproduce. And I honestly believe, like, I'm watching this guy, right? And it's crazy how the Most High will allow you to be in the midst of stupidity and then take you out. When you, it's like when the Most High sees that you're trying, he will definitely guide you. He'll definitely lead you in the right way as long as he sees that you're trying. I'm telling you. But wonder if the Noah's Ark story parable was actually, I'm getting chills, right? Actually about Noah being, well, being of the Most High, right? So I'm learning more about the difference between human and mankind and spiritual and etc. So for the sake of this, right, in a two-dimensional aspect, we have Noah being man and his wife woman, right? Because we know that God made Adam and Eve and not male and man. That's why men can't reproduce. It's for a reason. So that's why the Most High took two of everything. It makes sense because you need a man and a woman to make children, to grow, to seed the land. So wonder if the story of Noah is really him taking out the taking Noah from the reptilians. Wonder if that's actually why he had to flood the earth. He had to rid of the reptilians who are being labeled as dinosaurs. Okay, so they call them dinosaurs, but you got to break that word down because you have thesaurus, you have words of thesaurus. Words, you got to break this shit down. So basically, what I'm coming to a realization that may be actually true is the Noah Ark story, and the reason why the Most High flooded the earth was because of the Satan's people. I'm getting revelations right now. Satan's people, yo. Hey, yo, cut that shit down, bro. Cut that shit down, yo. Cut that shit down. Cut down that shit, bro. I will smack the shit out you, boy. Shut that shit up, nigga. Smack the dog shit out you. Fuck out of here, nigga. Or come back and get your ass beat. What's up? I got time. I'm here all day, bitch. Smack the fuck out your dumb ass. Play with me. All right, take your bitch ass on. Right, nigga. So basically, I think that the story of Noah is basically him wash flooding the earth of these reptilians. These motherfuckers are still here, and they're half. So they're not what they worship. The people they worship are the ones that survived. Basically. Basically, what we have here is the people who we're dealing with are the reptilians, Satan's people who survived the flood. And they're still here. And they made the people that we're being gang stalked, the niggas, the dumbass niggas, are the half reptilian humans that were made as slaves for Satan. That's why you see them with the one eye. All this shit makes, I'm telling you guys, like, them. It's crazy how, like, Satan tries to put you in. Most High kick Satan in his ass with it's crazy how Most High kicks Satan's ass back with like, Satan tries to, it is what it is. I don't even blame anything on Satan. Like, I've never blamed Satan for anything other than what I can prove him to do. I don't blame Satan for my sins and what I do. That's what real men do. You know what I mean? I blame him for the shit he does. The shit he has to be held accountable for. So it's not like I go around here talking about Satan made me do it. I'm not that type of nigga. That's why you don't see me in church. The same people said Satan made me do it. The same people that are shouting in church every Sunday, falling, slain on the floor with the white robe thrown on them, right at my church, throwing a holy on them. That's them. They're the ones that say I don't do that. I don't blame shit on Satan, because when you blame shit on people, right, and and it's when you blame shit on people, right, and not saying we already know who he is, right, that gives him power. You understand it? When you give people a reason as far as why something happened to you, you're giving them power. So if I blame Satan for my shortcomings and shit like that, right? Which I don't do because I'm a man, right? I'm a dog. You already know what it is, right? Then that gives that nigga power. Then I have to converse with this nigga. You understand? So what I do is I just take my shit on the chin, pause, right? And then I go to the Most High. I go to the source of everything. And that's what they don't like. See, Satan actually would prefer for you to blame him for everything other than what Like these niggas riding up and down the street banging, that's him. That's it. That's his dumbass and him people. I can prove that. You know what I mean? But like whatever you are, and whether you may be dealing with, and your family issues and stuff like that, you can't necessarily. You have to take responsibility, regardless of Satan. Is what I'm saying. He doesn't take responsibility. This is the guy that places every blame. You can't, and see, that's where you fall in the trap. These guys don't take responsibility for what they do. They rape kids, they have kids in change, they eat kids, they harvest energy, they're pedophiles, they condone pedophilia, they condone murder, they condone rape, right? Secretly, right? But they don't ever take responsibility for that. They'll come outside and look at you like you crazy or judge you or up and down, right? But these niggas can't say shit to me. You understand? And that's why I laugh at these niggas, and that's why they don't have anything on me. That's what I'm saying. They can't blackmail me. They can't embarrass me. They don't have anything. My chickens, hold on. Make sure my chicken ain't burning up, y'all. Yes, sir. With the chickie. They can't hold shit over me, right? They can't hold shit over me. They can't embarrass me. I don't get embarrassed. I'm different. Because in order to be embarrassed, you have to care. And who cares about these motherfuckers? Let me tell you something. I was more concerned about others' perceptions of me before I knew who they were. So before I overstood, became aware of who and what they were, I was more inclined to be cautious of their perception of me, just as me having to be a professional and work amongst these people. But once they expose themselves for their motives, intentions, who they are, who they work for, there's no respect. There's no need for me to even be concerned with them. I can literally delete them out of my life quickly. You understand? Like I can. It takes no time. You know what I mean? It takes no time. Oh, damn, that was in my good towel too, bro. Gotta wash this shit. It takes no time for me to delete these guys, and see, they don't have that. See, this is the thing they have. They don't have a guilt register, but they have a envy. So where people would be, you would say empathy, they have ego. So where we have empathy, they have ego. So they play on empathy, which is really just common sense. They make empathy to be something way more than it is. It is deep, but on the level of where it's common sense, which is what they don't have. So they don't have common sense to be emotionally aware of, or emotionally political. They're not even political in emotion. So emotion is political. See, there's levels to everything. So there's levels to emotion. There's levels, and they don't have any of them. So, like I said, for them, they do things. There's no medium for them, but there really isn't a less for them. They can only do things to the extreme. They don't know how to tone things down. They don't know a medium. They don't balance. So they preach about balance, but they know nothing about balance. They know nothing about balance. That's why they try to balance, and that's why these guys, you're starting to see that the women look like men, and the men are, because it's not only Hollywood. They make it seem like, because they want you, if they can get your attention when you're first waking up to think that only the rich and famous are pedophiles and demons, then they have you. If you're not looking at your next door neighbor, right? Because we didn't. Because let's be real, when you first start looking at the truth, right? And we're all going back to Noah, right? So when we first start looking at the truth, you're really only looking at those who are in a position of power, or placed in a position of power or influence, right? Because they don't really have power. It's just influence. But that is taken away from your mom, your dad, your girl, your brother, your neighbors. That's taken away from the reality of who you're around and how these people got there. And these people have to be supported. And see, Satan tells on himself when he supports evil knowingly, right? So once you have a comprehension, right, that these people are knowing of the evil works that the people they praise are doing, then you know that they are conspirators. Okay, they are accessory to the bullshit. Okay, that's plain and simple. So getting back to the whole Noah situation, basically, Noah was being saved from the reptilians and the demons that's probably coming for my man. And the Most High got sick of it, and he flooded the earth, and Satan had his remnant, and the Most High has his remnant, right? And so that's how come you have the Abraham, Isaac, because all of that is after Noah. The flood happened, and then you have, right? So, that's how come you have all of those descendants and stuff that are the remnant. And then, so really, what Satan has is a remnant, but the remnant is the ones you see out here every day. Those are like the hybrids of the remnant, and so they worship the remnant, and that's why they think bad is evil, the backwards shit. That's why they mock the Bible, because the Bible is mocking them. The Bible is a mockery of Satan, but it's truth. And Satan is a mockery because he's made a mockery of himself. Okay, so that's really where that tug of war lies. It's really a tug of war in with these people. And when you really look at it, right, because empathy allows you to be better than everyone else, because you can then see things clairvoyantly. You can see them better than the average person with no emotion, because they're only going to see things in their primal animalistic state. They're not going to see things as we'll be able to see them, because we can see them not only in the animalistic state, which our state isn't animalistic, it's an ability. So that's how come they're watching us, because they know that our nature isn't animalistic, but it's an ability that we possess to be animalistic, which is being a lower self. That's why they say stooping down to your level, because we would have to bring ourselves down to their level of being primarily animalistic, which is why these niggas out here with hate in their heart for no reason. They can't even, they like you, but they hate that they like you. So they like you, they hate that they like you, and then everything in between, right? So the animalistic state, because our natural state isn't negativity, we are able to see clearer and better, because we're not blinded by hate or negativity. We don't have that it's a shield. It's a blinder. It's basically a hindrance. Thank you, Most High. We're not hindered by hate, because hate really hinders your ability to see everything. It does. It's a distraction. And so what they do is Satan has made his people to worship him with their primal state of hate, which can be turned on at a moment's notice. And so when you have someone around that is not you, right? That's why why do people bully you in school, right? If there's normally a one bully, right? But if you have a whole class picking on one person, it's because all of them in agreement. And that's why the Most High says, you can one or two if you're not in agreement. So these people are totally in agreement with why they don't like us. And like I said, bro, I've never been a fan of being liked, because attention comes with being liked. And I've never been a fan of attention. So I don't really give a fuck about people liking me or not. I have a thing of where people are not going to be in my personal space, and they're not going to disrespect me, or they get dealt with. You understand? That's kind of where I lie with that. But I've never been a fan of attention at all. I'm a private person. I don't really care. And I don't really look or seek after to be liked, because that's how people get killed. Half the people who get killed are killed by somebody who liked them. Go look in the streets. It's in the streets, nigga. I'm in Baltimore with it. You know what I mean? It's in the streets, nigga. Half the people who get shot and set up are by those people they say like them, by their homies, their families. I'm going through right now. So it's like I said, the math, right? So when you do math equations, right, you were taught to check your math by reversing the problem. That was witchcraft as well, teaching you to do things in reverse, backwards, and spell, right? So in a math equation, that's how I figure out these dummies. I just do the equation backwards, and then I take other numbers and other people and put them in that scenario, and then test the spirit by the spirit. And these people are proven to be who they are. But like I said, the main thing about confidence is fear is these people act in fear, because you only intimidate somebody if you're scared. You don't have to intimidate someone if you're not scared of them. There's no need to. You naturally give off an aura of don't fuck with me. You understand? These people have to go out their way to try to intimidate us because we get off a natural aura of don't fuck with me. So they are trying to, it's a firewall we have from the Most High. And so they're trying to not only break down that hedge of protection through sin, which is inclined by our own doing, right? And then with the hedge of protection, they're also trying, if they can't knock down that, which is, I can't say it's too late. The Most High knows everything, right? But then they come for your firewall, which is your confidence, your faith, your morality, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of how they try to break you down. But I don't really get them attempting to break down someone who has already beat them. You understand? So they already speak in a futuristic state, claiming to know these things. But then how come you claim not to know you've been defeated? Because if you don't know that you've already won, then they can defeat you, right? So what they're trying to do is rewrite history. That's why they're coming after us, because we've already won, but if we don't know we're winners, then we could possibly lose. And it's common sense. It's really not, it's not, but because the only advantage that they have is the blinders, which is the hate. So what they've done, your parents' responsibility as being hybrids, is to blind you from the actuality of who you are, because if you know that, then